afternoon all. Thank you, Negi Sahab. First and foremost, apologies, because if you had not called actually this morning, I would have almost forgotten, because we were in one crisis to another crisis. So basically one meeting to another meeting. It starts at 9:30 in the morning, goes up to 9:30 in the evening. So yeah, so forgot it, but good that I am here. I would like to again share some of the things which are very interesting from this crisis also, because one, I personally feel that these crises are also something to, a lot of things to learn, and always you can find some interesting things and sometimes funny things also from the crisis. So let me just start with this, that today as we start the new financial year, it seems that in last 10 days, we have practically crossed over to from one age to another age, because at least people like Negi Sahab, Ranganathan Sahab, Mathur Sahab, I think they would definitely agree that what they have seen when they started in gas industry, from what they are seeing in last 10 days, probably something they had not seen in their entire career. And these are all very, very interesting things, for these are all the issues for which they have been working. In fact, we all have been trying very hard to get some of the orders which we are seeing in the last 10-15 days. It all started with an LPG crisis. So today, the interesting question is that whatever action we are seeing in the city gas distribution, is it a city gas distribution project or it is a LPG removal project? So maybe these are two sounding same today, but I am not sure how long they will stay together and go forward. So maybe after 6 months, if everything goes well, we may be back to LPGs and we may be back to the same old stories. So I think the bigger, these are some of the, I think, a larger theme on which I will be speaking for next 5-10 minutes. So let me just say that last 10-15 days, and especially from March 1, when this war was officially 3rd March or something like that, when the war was actually announced, there has been a lot of structural changes which has happened in the entire energy industry world over, but more so in our country. We all know we are dependent heavily from the imports, and imports coming from the Middle East. Now, two parts to it. First is we will talk about the city gas, and then later about the second part on the gas sourcing side, which was also the part of this session. So earlier, I think we all started with bidding. Some of the GAs were before the bid rounds. We won a lot of kind of GAs, and there was a concept of a market-driven approach. We thought a market is good. We developed our network based on that, and there was an MWP. There were certain rules, certain regulations. Today, when I sit back and see the kind of work which has been done in last 15 days, the way the orders have come, the way the expectations have grown, the LPG removal program has taken shape in the country. My first question is, does MWP has any relevance now? It has no relevance. Number two, whether we are a city gas company, or not to sound negative, but in a different way, are we like a Bijli Vibhag, are we not a gas Vibhag now? When every house has to be connected. So we are almost like a electricity department. We have entered into a true utility space for the first time ever since the city gas actually started in the country. Because this is the time when every house has to be connected, and why it is, and it has become a mandatory for us to connect, mandatory for customers to take, mandatory for authorities to ensure that the connection is done. So mandatory from all angles. I think this is actually the ingredient of a true utility company, when you don't have option. Like electricity, we don't have option. Even if we talk about solar, we can talk about our own DG set or something, but we practically electricity remains a utility for all us. So gas has now taken shape of a true utility. And from here, actually, the new chapter of entire CGD business starts. First, as the speaker said earlier, Ashok Sab said, why the government could take on this entire big decision of shifting from LPG to PNG. Fundamental, because we have enough gas resource to support the domestic consumption, the consumption in the households and also in CNG. I think that's the primary reasons. Otherwise, from one imported commodity to another imported commodity is not a solution in such kind of crisis. It may be a temporary solution, but it may not be, it is not a solution. So I think the fundamental shift which has happened is we have started realizing the value of our natural resource which is in our country. I think that is what Ashok Sab said, which is completely true. And I think we need to value that. Maybe whatever needs to be done to promote that, we should do. Along with that, various other sources, whatever, whether it is coal, in fact, coal gasification, whether it is CBG or coal bed methane, anything. I think whatever can be developed in-house should get developed. I think that is becoming the bedrock, or I would say the backbone for this entire industry. To be away from LPG. I think that's a structural shift what we have decided as a country. Otherwise, the next best option is electrification. Just think that if LPG is not there, and if we did not have the natural gas, what was the option for this country? We had rightly thought that time in last 10 years, 33 crores LPG connections were distributed, 33 crore houses without gas or with a completely imported LNG, that also with all the risks of LNG. How would we have survived as a nation? I think the next best option for us was the electricity, which obviously electricity in kitchen is a long way to go. So that's a major crisis. So first, I think we never thought about it. First, when the entire 100% LPG penetration was being thought about, this probably never occurred in any mind that a day would come when LPG would not be in the country and we would suddenly be wanting for various other options, looking for options. And from there we say that PNG industry, or I would say CGD industry, has been asking for some of the actions which have been taken in the recent days. Have we not been asking these for the last 10 years, 15, 20 years? Negi Sahab has been regulator. I think he has, the first bid was taken out during his tenure. And maybe as a hindsight, if we look back and see that and maybe that time it was all tried out, it has been trying out, people have been working on this, demanding government for easy permissions, low cost permissions, maybe some policies which can convert more PNG connections. But somehow the industry has more or less taking shape around CNG. So another shift which is happening probably today is we are seeing that sudden focus from CNG, it has shifted to PNG. Never ever, I think, a kind of focus we have seen in PNG as before, what we are seeing today. Another shift what I would like to say is, while government here in Delhi, as a central government, we are talking about PNG domestic connections, at a site level, at a district level, the focus is not much on the PNG domestic, but it is more on the PNG commercial and more like commercial and in some cases industrial. Because domestic, whatever we say, it may take 5 days, 10 days, 20 days kind of waiting period, but it is still available. It still gets available. But in commercial, by rule, by direction, by guidelines, I think it has been stopped. For industries also it has stopped. It has affected several lives, I would say, jobs, livelihoods, and lives of several people. And this is not I would like to say it is not a theoretical kind of submission. What I have seen in our own GA in Panipat, where thousands and thousands workers are sitting on the road every morning, waiting to see whether the industry will get LPG bullet today or not. This is what is happening. There are about, at least I am aware of, a industrial delegation had come 2-3 days back saying that 40,000 workers are sitting idle. There is a mass, almost a fear of mass exodus from the industrial area to hometowns because there is no LPG. Now overnight, obviously the pipelines cannot be laid, the industries cannot convert on gas overnight. Similarly, several restaurants, several hotels, several tea shops, snack shops, sweet shops, including the highway famous dhabas, they have all shut down or curtailed their menus or curtailed their operations. That has also caused a lot of pain to people. This has caused actually a structural shift. That is PNG, not only PNG domestic, we are talking about now PNG commercials also. We have also seen orders where we were given some kind of flexibility for using gas for commercials, mainly because of this. We have seen how the premier institutes like even IIMs are struggling to run their messes today in several of the locations. Several colleges have shut down earlier, early vacations have been declared in some of the colleges. These are the painful decisions which have been taken just because LPG was not available. Now question is, PNG can be done. PNG companies were ready to do. PNG companies were asking to do all this. But maybe there was a problem of permission, there was a problem of acceptability, there was a problem of a customer choice, there was cost involved, feasibility involved, technical feasibility involved, several things were there. Suddenly everything has gone away. Suddenly overnight things have gone away. Now my question is that is giving permission in 24 hours a reform? Is giving a utility a low cost permission, is it a reform? Is giving gas for our own citizens, allocating priority gas, which was always there, suddenly it went from 100% to 34%, it came down, and all of us started using LNG. Is it a reform to give citizens the gas which is produced in this country? I think these are basic questions we were asking. It never got addressed. I think it required a crisis to get it addressed. So crisis, therefore, is leading us to a situation, maybe this is a time which is correcting ourselves. The industry is correcting itself in this crisis. Maybe it is government, state government, local authorities, CGD companies themselves, gas suppliers, pipeline companies, regulators. I think everybody has a chance and they are playing the role of correcting themselves. So whatever actions we are taken, we are very happy. Everybody is using this opportunity to take some action, to be seen as doing something, but I think overall nobody will accept, but let's accept the fact that we are correcting ourselves. The things which we should have been there in place before starting this industry, we are correcting it now after 20 years or 15 years. So this is what is happening. Today, now question is, what is the demand? This is a common question, that what is the demand in your GA? I find every house is a demand today. The entire definition of demand has changed. Instead of a market-driven approach, it's a policy-driven market now, which is available to us. Policy-driven means every house will have gas. Entire population is the demand for us. Every population, 0.1 SCM per day, per person. This is the kind of demand what we have. So it's almost an unlimited kind of demand which is in front of us. Government has given, through a policy, 100% of gas which is for domestic and CNG. That means gas is there. Every state government, every authority in the country and the state has given permission on platter now. They have at least assured and promised. So gas is available, permission is available, demand is available. Now the only thing is the infrastructure built up. Lot of infrastructure has already been built up. Now the utilization will definitely increase across this infrastructure. But also, new infrastructure will also get laid. A completely new definition of infrastructure will come. Because we had never thought that we will connect every house in the town with PNG connections. We were selective. We were deciding based on the feasibility, technical feasibility, whatever, various parameters. But today that's not a choice. We have to connect each and every house. With this kind of demand, are we prepared with our infrastructure? Are we prepared with our gas sourcing plan, which is there? Because what government has given is only about the domestic and CNG. We still have to struggle for our commercial and industrial. In the same commercial, I will give a small example. In our small UT like Daman, where we were existing since 2015, we have connected about 250 industrial and commercial units there. It's a small town of about 45 square kilometers or something like that. Okay, so we connected about 250. There are no polluting units. Mainly it is a hotel, a restaurant town, and some units which were on electricity. We were successful only up to the extent of connecting 250 units. 2 days back, Daman collector called a meeting and says that I take over your office now. This is the word, exact word I'm saying. I am taking over your office under Essential Commodity Act. This is the list of 375 units. You have to connect it in about 30 days' time. Frankly, we are not prepared for this kind of load. We thought that in 15 years we have done 250, every year maybe 10, 20, 25 we will do, 40 we will do, 50 we will do. And we thought after 250 practically Daman is already over. Our team used to say that there is no other demand. This is the only demand what we have. Maybe a little bit new restaurants will come, some few houses will come, something like that. But suddenly we find that the demand is for another 350 or 375 kind of commercial units, which were not visible to our team and us in our demand projection or kind of our project reports. Suddenly we are finding that we have, and I think this is going to be the story in every town. Therefore, our demand projections have completely changed. Structural shift in our demand. Now it is 100%. Earlier we were limiting ourselves to MWP or certain kind of conversion rates. Now the rates are 100%. MWP is no more relevant. Entire city is the geographical area, practically. No technical, non-feasible areas. Our infrastructure probably requires a completely new look. Demand, new look. Entire capital restructuring will have to go in each and every company, whether we accept it today or we accept it after a month or 2 months, and this is going to be a long-term story. If LPG has to sunset, or I would say withdrawn from the market from certain kind of segments, then this is going to be a long story. Long story which has to be backed by a very serious kind of capital year after year, and a very, the companies which probably had thought of about 200, 300 crores per GA or 700 crores per GA, we will find our capital to be missing by almost 1/5. We are talking about only the 1/5. Requirement will go up 5x times. So there is a complete, I would say, a restructuring of entire CGD industry, which we will undergo in next few days, which has already, I think, parameters are set. We'll have to just go by that, and act companies by company will have to do this. Now lastly, about the sourcing kind of thing. As I said, domestic and CNG has already been assured by the government. Permissions have been given. I think everything is set. So practically, if I have to say in a very lighter way, we have actually become a contractor to government now. Because they have decided the map, they have decided the entire city has to be connected. Gas is given by them, permission is given by them. We are only laying pipelines and connecting people. So practically, we have become contractors now for government, which is okay. As long as the things get done, overall objectives get met, I think this is completely fine. But this is that. So there is a complete structural change. On the gas side, coming to that quickly, is we thought gas was coming historically from ONGC, GAIL, then demand grew, we started importing gas. We contracted with Qatar Energy, maybe later demand grew, we thought some risk management people also came, advised that we should have more suppliers, more countries to look at. Maybe we diversified in terms of countries. Then we thought, why only GAIL, maybe somebody else should also import. So IOC, HP, BPC, everybody started importing, GSPC started importing. So we diversified with companies, we diversified with countries. Then obviously import versus domestic versus import was also a sort of a diversification only. Now we are talking about as we mature, so it's a sign of maturity. As we mature, we start thinking about ourselves whether we have matured enough, whether we have diversified enough. So now the Hormuz kind of crisis has taught us that not only the region, we should worry about the region kind of thing, we should diversify the region. So we should have from all over the world we should have, so that if any region gets blocked, maybe the other region can help us. If that was not enough, I think within the region also there has to be more diversification, whether it should come from Hormuz, whether it should come from Red Sea, or whether it should come from Cape of Good Hope. So that is another kind of diversification which will happen. There will also be, as I said, a diversification which has been lost. Maybe time has come, and I think my seniors would agree to this, that probably a time has come for an idea which was long back thrown away, is about the pipeline cross-country kind of pipeline, maybe from Oman, maybe from everywhere. We have quoted every time, whether it is a Pakistan or maybe some other geopolitical issues or whether technical difficulties or something. Should we not have diversification of mode only? Why only LNG? Why not pipeline connectivity? It's about 1600 kilometers. The two kind of points between Oman or whatever Middle East country to our Indian coast, it is about 1600 kilometers. Maybe I would say the Sage pipeline, which was probably laughed at, which was maybe a shelved kind of situation, time has come to even seriously look at, even if we may still laugh at that project, but I think time has come for a serious look for this kind of projects also. And I'm not talking about only Sage, it can be any pipeline which can come and connect us. I think it's a diversification of transport, mode of transport is also required. Storage obviously is required, whether it is underground, above ground, pipeline, whatever kind of storage. Production of gas, as I said, whether it is CBM, CBG, whether it is any other form of production of gas, coal gasification, I think that also needs to be seen. At the end of the day, 150 crore people have to be fed with a proper energy. I think diversification is the only way we can move forward. It's a crisis, has taught us, has brought us to, again, I would say, it is a good opportunity, and crisis has brought us to, again, our drawing boards to look into each and every aspect of our energy, CGD, gas business, LPG business. I think in totality, entire energy spectrum has to be relooked with this kind of crisis happening almost every 5, 6, 7 years. So this is what I wanted to say. Thank you very much.